Hi folks. Well, today we're told that churches are open for private prayer, and that's great. Things must be getting better, but I just want to say that it's unlikely that our church will be open for some time yet, and you might wonder why. Well, let me tell you a little story. The story is of a guy who went into a church in London and because he wanted to speak to God. And so the vicar said, well, look, there's a telephone over there. It'll cost you £1, but you can speak direct to God there. And so he did that. And then he came down as far as Bristol, and he went into a cathedral there, and he did the same thing. Like, I want to speak to God. I want to pray. And the vicar said, well, there's a telephone there. You can speak direct to God. It only costs you 50p. So he did that. And then he came all the way down to St Ives and to Cornwall, and he went into a church there, and he said, look, I feel I want to speak to God again. I want to pray. And well, the vicar said, well, look, there's a telephone there. You can speak to him. Well, he said, how much will it be? He said, oh, it's free. He said, free? Why is it free? He said, well, it's a local call. Now, that's a funny story, but I just want to say, we don't need a building to speak to God. Churches are great for corporate worship, and it's important that we gather together, that we meet together. I guess like going to a football match. We can watch football on TV, and we can watch the replays, the action replays. We can see all that's happening, but we don't get that atmosphere, do we, of being at a live match and seeing it firsthand. Well, it's great, as I said, for corporate worship that we can meet together in that way. But to speak to God, the Bible tells us that we are a priesthood of believers, that we don't need someone else to step in line between us and God, to speak on our behalf. Jesus Christ does that himself. He is our advocate with God. He said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except by me. And so we come to God in prayer through Christ, who makes intercession for us. Yeah, prayer is a local call. We can speak to God in our own homes, in our cars. You know, the story of Daniel. Daniel was in the lion's den and he prayed to God, and God heard him. Jonah was in the belly of a fish and he prayed, and God heard him. So, we can be on a mountaintop, we can be in a shop, working in a shop, in a garage, we can be in the bilge of a boat, and we can pray, and God will hear us. You see, church is not a building. Church is living stones. The church is made up of living stones, and that's what the Apostle Peter said. So I just tell you, that's why we're not opening our doors today for private prayer. We can pray anywhere, at any time. And so I would encourage you to do that. When my soul fainted within me, Jonah said, I remembered the Lord. Yeah, so if he can do it from the belly of a fish, we can do it anywhere. God bless.